EcoBuild Ireland features 80 leading companies, showcasing the latest innovations in sustainable design. Here are some of the exhibitors I spoke to earlier. I'm here with Jeff Colley from Construct Ireland. Jeff, what have you seen as the biggest improvements this year in EcoBuild?
I suppose the immediate thing that stands out is the fact that it's, I think, 20% bigger than last year, which really is a show of strength on behalf of the sustainable side of the building industry, which is showing a buoyancy that I suppose belies the general economic doom and gloom.
And how do you see things in the future?
I think there's lots of factors converging to, such as increasing energy standards under building regulations, increasing consumer awareness about the need to build sustainably and to build buildings that are healthy, low environmental impact, and comfortable and easy to heat and power. That may basically leading to a situation where sustainable is going to be almost it's going to become a norm. It's going to be something that people don't even think about.
Are there any products at the show that have really stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's probably too many to mention. There's a lot of good triple glazed window systems, for instance. Some really good, well manufactured low energy systems. Some interesting timber products. Some very good efficient heat recovery ventilation systems. Then you have some good build systems as well. Good heating systems in the renewable energy area. It's a pretty good mix, and I think you could probably find at a show like this that if you went around the various stands, you'd have nearly everything you needed for your project. I'm
here with Niall Crossan from Ecological Building Systems. Niall, can you tell me a small bit about new products you're showing at the awards this year?
At the awards this year at the show, we're showing the Thermofleece natural insulation made of sheep wool, and we're also demonstrating various insulations in the form of hemp and wood fibre. And especially at this show, we're highlighting airtightness with the ProClima Intelligent Airtight System.
Excellent. You won an award yesterday. Can you just tell me a small about that?
Yes, we won 2 awards. We won Product of the Show and Best Eco Product last week at another exhibition, which we're delighted with. And this was one with the airtight system and natural insulation combination.
I'm here with Kieran King from MTD Solutions. Kieran, can you just tell me a small bit about what your products are showcasing this year?
This year at the Plan Expo we're introducing the heat recovery unit. It's called an MTD ERV 350. The unique feature about this unit is it's controlled with a CO2 sensor, which basically means a number of heat recovery units on the market. They're designed to extract waste air from the house, from the wet areas, and use that energy to heat a thermal heat exchanger. That heat exchanger then is used to warm the fresh cold air coming in, where it's filtered going into the house. However, this unit here is unique insofar as it's controlled with a CO2 sensor. So, for example, everything is automatic.
I'm Mr. Paul O'Donnell from Unipop Ireland. Paul, you started back in 1985. Did people think you were a bit crazy with this eco?
Well, they thought we were mad. That terminology wasn't even invented. We just thought it was good to heat your house for less money, obviously. And we started off first of all with floor heating in about 1982 or 83. In 1985 we put in a heat pump, which was long before anybody. It was in a factory in Dean's Grange, and it was amusing in that when I went into the factory I was asked what was this machine, and I thought, well, why don't you know what your own machine is? And they said, look, smart ass, this is inherited here. We just bought the factory and the last guys had gone bust and legged it and left us behind. So we dismantled the front office, found a number, rang Sweden. You couldn't Google things back then. So in fact, I think the fax wasn't even out, because I seem to remember the information came in over a thing called a telex, which you would probably never have even seen. But we fitted the heat pump, we drilled 2 holes and heated an office in Dean's Grange. And it wasn't until many years later the underfloor heating really took off for us. And then we decided that the obvious thing to couple to floor heating was heat pumps. And in about 1992 we started using them again. Architect wanted us to do a green building in Kilcullen, and the heat pumps we thought were a bit kind of homemade. They were actually Irish-made things. So we started looking around Europe for a better source of heat pumps, and we came across Neva, and I had the pleasure of being out shopping first, so I think I got the nicest agency. And that's borne out in that we are now the largest suppliers of heat pumps in Ireland, and we would have sold somewhere around 900 to 1,000 units already this year. We are now also the agents for Sonnencraft, and Sonnencraft are the biggest suppliers in Europe of solar stuff. And it's an interesting marriage of technologies here, where we're putting together heat pumps and solar power. And we've always looked at solar as a kind of a little thing you add on to the heat pump, like a bit like having air conditioning in a new car or an optional extra. Of course, Sonnencraft look at it the other way. They try to do everything with the sun, and the heat pump to them is the little thing they add on, you know, like a boiler or whatever. So bringing these two companies together, we're now getting much higher solar-powered assisted heating systems, and that's what the market is asking us for.
Awesome. Can I just say thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
I think the green agenda is probably the biggest challenge for for architects and for the building sector at the moment. And it's not just, I mean, people are thinking of it in terms of making their home more energy efficient. That's one side and a very important side. But we have whole office blocks and housing estates and hospitals and schools, and all of these buildings will have to become more energy efficient in their energy use. And there's huge potential there for architects in terms of upgrading those buildings, but also for the building industry. So I think it's probably one of the biggest challenges, but also one of the biggest opportunities that we have.
In an environment where energy costs are rising, buildings need to be as energy efficient as possible and need to be as green as possible. And in that sense, the Kingspan fabric system has been designed to provide air tightness and provide high levels of thermal efficiency. We've had our product assessed by the BRE, and it's achieved a rating of A+ in the Green Guide, which we're obviously very happy with. So I think certainly anybody that's in the building industry at the moment needs to incorporate the green agenda into their product development. Needs to try and reduce the use of energy in the production of it, in the delivery of it, and obviously needs to source green materials.
We're looking at reusable energy from the ground in cooling and heating from using piling, which is then very good for a green issue for us, if you see what I mean.
The green agenda and sustainability in general is very important to us. In all our products, we have all the European approvals to make sure that we have something which is very low energy consuming. So everything we do is to a U value of 1.6, fully insulated. Furthermore, all our materials are materials that can be recycled over time. We use stainless steel and we use glass. So all of it can be recycled. So we are very conscious about the whole green wave and the efficiency of using energy.
I think actually the One Industry hasn't made enough of publicity on that. The One Industry tends to be basically a little bit, how would I say, not as positive and as aggressive out there in the marketplace. And I think for that reason, in Ireland, we've been some sort of reticent in portraying the timber industry. Whereas if you look at Scandinavia, it's part of their wood culture. And one of the reasons Wood Marketing Federation are involved in this is over time to create a wood culture. We had it, but you have to go back centuries for it. But we're now trying to recreate that wood culture. So that will take time, and it will take confidence as well.
The market is very strong. It's a very strong shift to the area of green at the moment. And from our point of view, we're going to be focusing very heavily on thermal products and easy installation products. And we have some brand new products that we'll be hoping to launching very soon into the Irish market that nobody else has, in terms of facades, stone facades that will give excellent UV values. This is exactly where we need to be in the construction industry at the moment to understand how we can sustain ourselves and grow.
We won't even consider a product in our range unless it's got the green credentials enough for our satisfaction. MgO is a constituent part of our board, which is found in seawater, so it's actually made from the desalination of salt. We're using a byproduct, and the rest of it is glass bottles broken up to make the mesh, so it's very eco-friendly.
We have a terrain modeler which now allows us or the clients to work on the cut and fill, the minimum cut and fill, so they don't have to move earth off sites. Our rendering application now has sun studies built into it so that they can make maximum use of solar energy. And our architectural part of our system has much easier ways of measuring areas and volumes for doing things like the heat loss calculations. So that's where we're going with it.